Hey, what's going on, everybody? So listen, you guys already know my name is Yusef Scott and I'm the Forex GOAT. And as always, I'll welcome you guys here to the So Darn Easy Forex movement, where I help people just like you from all across the world to change your perspective on how you see the Forex market so that you can eventually trade the Forex market for profit. Alright? Now, as I always tell you guys, I'm very thankful to have you guys here taking time watching this video, because I realize there are tons of other YouTube channels related to Forex that you guys could be watching, but you're watching this video, so I want to thank you. You know, I have over 700 other videos here on YouTube, so, you know, pick away at it, have fun with it, alright? Now listen, as I always tell you guys, if you're not yet connected with us on social media, you guys know social media, that's my Facebook account, that's my Instagram account. You want to make sure you get connected with me over there because I put out great content. And as always, if you're not yet a part of the 34,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, click subscribe. That way you can receive the content that I put out each and every day. Like I told you guys before, I'm putting out content more frequently now. And so you have a reason to be connected. Remember, we're over there on Vimeo as well, so, you know, go over there and get connected with us too. Okay? Now listen, I wanted to make a video today to let you guys know more about VPAS. Okay? Now, I know that many of you probably watched the previous video about VPAS. Just to let you guys know, it's short for, or it stands for, Visual Price Action Series, okay? And we're going to start this Visual Price Action Series really soon. I'll be letting you guys know when, but I want to tell you guys something. Please know this. I'm going to explain to you guys how the Visual Price Action Series will help you, okay? I'm going to show you guys a couple illustrations, you know, just to give you guys a little insight on what it is you guys could look forward to, okay? So here we go. In terms of the Visual Price Action Series, okay, the Visual Price Action Series will help each and every one of you realize where the market is going. It's going to build your confidence in how you perceive or how you look at the Forex market, your comprehension of what the market is telling you what it's doing, figuring out what these market makers are trying to do in the market, or what they're doing in the market. Is going to help you, okay? It will help you, okay? So you have to believe it's going to help you. Now let me explain what people think about price action. People believe that, oh, I know price action because they can spot, you know, certain candles, gravestone doji, for instance. You know, you may have a gravestone doji like this, okay? And people, they think, oh, I can, you know, I know all about that. Or you may have a different doji. You may have a regular doji. You know, so they think, oh, you know, I know all about that. You know, or they may have a setup where, you know, you may have an engulfing candle, for instance. So they think that, oh, I know all about that. But you know what? See, price action is not just about recognizing or being able to call out a particular candle. It isn't just about that. It's knowing when you have a series of candles, you may have 1, 2, you may have 4 or 5 candles, what is it telling you? Okay? And this is where a lot of people, they lose, because all they know is, oh, I have an engulfing candle, it's going down. And you see, that's not what it's about. I'm going to show you guys. That's not what it's always about. Okay? So, matter of fact, one second. Let me show you guys a little bit more of what it is that I'm trying to tell you, what it is that I'm telling you. Alright, so you guys saw the different candles up there, okay? And it's nothing wrong with knowing what each candle is, you know, engulfing candle, you know, all the candles that people, they call out, oh man, you better check this out, it's going up. Just because of this, you know. But what happens when you have, you know, consolidation? All right, this is like a famous area where you can have a cluster of candles and it doesn't mean anything. All right, when we talk about consolidation, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a series of candles that looks to be going sideways. You know, you may have a candle here going up. You may have a candle going down to here. You may have a candle that'll go back up to here. You may have a candle then that'll gap up or go down to here. But what does this mean when it's all together? That's what's causing a lot of people to lose, because as I see it, the market is still going, it's going rather sideways. And you have to recognize that. All right? A lot of people, what happens, they'll call out a setup. They'll see a candle going up, and then they'll see a candle going down, and they'll say, well, that's engulfing. Okay? And it is engulfing. But it's not all about that. It's a little bit more to it, because you see, you can't just trade the engulfing candle. You have to have a reason to get in. Okay? And that's why the perfect entry strategy is so powerful. So when you fuse the perfect entry strategy together with VPAS, along with the other wisdom and knowledge and intel that I have of the Forex market, it's powerful. You know, I'm very innovative in terms of showing people ways to look at the market, to decipher what the market is telling you. Because see, as I know it, this is engulfing. As most people know, this is an engulfing candle, right? But what happens when you have an engulfing candle like that, and then what happens when the next day the market goes back up? What happens? Let me tell you what happens. You'll get some people, they'll trade that, and then some people may get in late. Okay? The next day the market goes up. Okay? So let's just say you may have gotten in here. Okay? And the market closed here. The market closed here. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the next candle opened up here. Remember, you got in right here. You were in profit a little bit, but then the market goes up. So most people would see that, oh man, I was in profit and the market shot up. And then they'll close out just because the market went up. So they expect that the market is going to go back up. Those types of people, those traders are trading in the moment. They're only trading the direction the market is going in at the time, rather than taking an overall aerial view of what the market is doing, like stepping back and saying, oh, I see what the market is doing. Let me make my assessment based on what it is that I see. All right? And this is what I teach my students. You have to recall, you have to determine what is that candle telling you. Okay? What is the market telling you that it's going to do? Being able to read and comprehend. You guys remember back in grade school it was called reading comprehension. Anyone could just read a series of chapters in a book and say, oh, I'm done. But then at the end, your teacher say, hey, Mr. Scott, we need for you to, give us, your idea of, tell us what did you read? What was the story about? That's reading comprehension. And if you cannot do that, you're lost. All right? So if you have what appears to be an engulfing candle, and you decide, oh, I'm going to get in on that engulfing candle. I'm going to ride the market down. What happens when the market goes up? Okay? Well, if that market decides to go up, you're at a loss. But see, that's why the perfect entry strategy is so key, because if you know what to look for, see that number 1, that number 2, and that number 3, all the requirements that we talk about for getting into the Forex market, all right, based on the perfect entry strategy, based on TPES, if you know the conditions, if you know why you should be getting into the market, you won't allow this to confuse you or cause you to lose. And that's what's so powerful about this. All right, now you guys know I'm not going to get too deep into VPAS here. But I want you guys to be aware of a new technique. All right? And I want you guys to learn this. Okay? The perfect entry strategy is key. 2 or 3 conditions that will need to be met in order for you to get in that market. All right? And I'm telling you, it's powerful. All right? There are a lot of people who they tell me, you know, I get emails from people all the time. My phone is always going off. And I mean, people are always losing because of the lack of comprehension, or they just don't know how to enter on the market. They don't know. So I want to tell you guys, you know, do not take every candle for what it's worth. You know, you may have that what it appears to be an engulfing candle. Okay, you may have that engulfing candle, ladies and gentlemen. But let me explain something to you. Same example. So you have that buy candle. Then you have something, this is what happens. This is how those market makers, this is what they'll do to you. So you have that candle that's going up, right? And let's just say, let me make that a little bit more convincing. Let's say you have a really nice size, juicy candle going up. And let's say, you know, all your friends on Facebook and Instagram, they say, hey Joe, get in on that. Man, you see the USD, JPY? Get in on that candle, man. It's going up. This thing is going up to the moon. Guess what happens? So all of your homeboys, all your homegirls, they all get in. So they get in because they see the candle is a big candle, so they get in. This is what happens. The next candle, it gaps up a little bit. And at the moment, it's going up like that. 2 candles back to back going up. The market gapped up. It's going up. In continuation. This is what happens. By the end of the day, while that candle gapped up, and while it may be telling you that market is going up, you think, oh, it gapped up, oh, it's guaranteed to go up. It's going up to the moon. You guys better get in on it. So what will happen is, check out the market makers. They'll send that candle back down. So this is how this candle may have looked like that at, let's call it, I don't know, 9:32 a.m. All of a sudden, by the end of the day, that candle might look like this. All right? It might look just like that. And guess what? Most people would lose because they made their entry based on the momentum of that candle. And they got in. And then they thought they had the proper reason to get in. They thought they were sold. They thought they were really sold because the market gapped up. And just want to, you know, don't be confused. Don't be tricked by these market makers. They'll throw a little salt in the game to confuse you. And that's what happened. You'll get in on the idea of the market going up, and they'll send that market right back down. And that's what happens. All right? And guess what? This is just one example, though. All right, that's one example. I'm gonna give you guys a better example. So let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. This is one example. I'm gonna show you another one. Very similar. I'm gonna show you another one. Another example. You have a decent sized juicy candle, you know, juicy candles, whatever. So you see that, you think, oh, the market is going up, right? So then, what happens when all of a sudden you have this? You see this candle and it's engulfing. So guess what? You're expecting it to go down, right? These punk market makers, I'll tell you what they'll do. So you're expecting the market to go down, But by the end of the day, you done got in on that, and they'll send the market right back up. This candle will look like this by the time the market closed for the day. Guess what? You're at a loss. So what I'm teaching my students is how to make your assessment based on a series of candles, or just one or two candles. It's powerful, you guys. I'm trying to tell you. I know what I'm talking about. A lot of you have been watching me, and a lot of you think that I do this just for show. I do this just because, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You know, but VPAS will change the game. All right? It could possibly change yours if you allow it. I'm going to show people how to read the candles. How to get away from being so on edge when you're trading the market. You guys know I trade the market and I'm calm. I'm not all on the edge of my seat how it was years ago. Very calm because I'm looking for certain things. I'm not forcing the market to move because I have money in my account and I want to trade. I realize that logically, if I don't place a trade today, the market will be open tomorrow, the following week. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Don't rush it. Don't rush it. You don't have to trade every day. But when you are trading, make good use out of what it is that you're doing. All right? If you can see it, then you can believe it. If you can believe it, then you should be able to trade it. And if you can trade it, make sense out of it. All right? Trade the smart way. Real simple. If you can see it, if you can see the setup, then you believe it. And if you believe it, be convinced enough to trade it. And if you can trade it, trade smart. Real simple. All right? You guys already know my name is Yusef Scott, also known as the Forex GOAT. Remember, if you're not yet a part of the 34,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, get subscribed. All right? If you're not yet following us on Vimeo, check us out over there. Remember, as always, if you're not yet connected with us on social media, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, get with us over there, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.